Kilmarnock, Lachlan.
Yep.
How far does your love go for this club?
Pretty far, I would say. Started supporting them 2013. Started going, me and my mum and my papa. And ever since then, just followed them and fell more in love with the club.
Live and breathe it.
And they've obviously been very supportive. Welsh My Charity, and even before it was created, they helped me through when I had my leg break.
Yeah, massive role they've played, haven't they?
Massively so.
In helping Lachlan, but also for the legacy as well.
Absolutely. So when Lachlan fell in love with Kilmarnock, it was literally he went to the Saturday morning mini kickers on the pitch at Rugby Park. So he got to play where the team play on a Saturday. So
that's how you inspire kids.
That's absolutely it. So that's where he used to go on a Saturday morning to play football. So that was kind of his introduction to football. And he'd gone to a session and he knew that Kilmarnock were playing that day. And he's like, "Mum, can we stay?" And from that day, I don't think he's ever wanted to leave Rugby Park. But I think for us, having a young child at the time, 4 years old, with type 1 diabetes, going to a club like Kilmarnock and the coaches asking the questions, how do we support Lachlan? That has stuck with me forever, and you don't get that everywhere.
It goes back to having that adult to trust,
It's that adult to trust. And, you know, we got to sit and watch him in the stands and be there for him, but they have, from day one of him attending that, they have been on board and supporting as much as they can. And even to this day, they still have supplies in the office in case Lachlan needs them whilst he's at a game. So
amazing.
That's pretty incredible.
But like I say, it's just something so simple because that awareness and that, you know, need for more information's been there, which can impact someone's life in such a positive way. Will, you talked about how important it was to have good, caring coaches at the club. And one of those coaches who used to coach the under-18s and is now one of the first team coaches is Craig Clark.
I didn't realise it until I was actually involved with it through Leslie, how much of a stigma there is. So for him to do that, you know, at the age and stage he's getting to in his life where it's all about peer pressure and this is, being social, to be out on a limb and doing what he's doing and put yourself in the spotlight's incredible. And he could be a real inspiration for others to make that step and come and get the help and support that they need. I remember during one of the one-to-one sessions I was doing with Lachlan, I could tell his body language and his being that he wasn't too comfortable, he wasn't too happy, and I just asked him, "You everything all right?" And then he broke down crying and he just said, "My diabetes has been playing up today, I don't feel too good." So I spent most of that one-to-one session being a social worker, but that's part of being a coach. From a coach's point of view, I think it's massively important to have a bit of an understanding about it. Just for that 1 in 100 players you work with, I think it could be like what's life-saving.
And there's another reason the charity is so important to Craig.
One of my very, very, very good friends actually travelled the world with this guy. Back in 2015, we went to China together. And again, I didn't have an appreciation of it. I didn't. We used to sit for meals and he always used to struggle because he had diabetes just general for me. I used to, you know, sit across the dinner table, he used to pull his t-shirt off and inject himself. I never realised the gravity of what he was living with. And it was about, I'm going to say 18 months ago, I remember sitting at night time and I got a text from one of our friends of a friend and said, "Are you free?" It was 10 o'clock at night. Aye. I've not heard from him in a while, so I'm thinking. So I answered the phone. Turned out that Chris had died in his sleep. Just didn't wake up. Like it was on a hypo during the night and he lived alone. So nobody was there to help him. On a personal level for me, just maybe having a bigger appreciation of what he was actually living with to make sure that I was maybe that one that checked in with him. Again, that's hindsight, but that's why I'm quite positive about the charity and the work they're doing to make sure that we can try and take away that stigma. If there is one with people, and people are living with it and don't want to say anything, then they can, because it can be life-changing and life-saving.
And just a stone's throw away from Kilmarnock Football Club is Bonneton Thistle FC.